Good morning. It's Paula Rollins with Paula Rollins Coaching. And if you're here, say hi. Let me know that you're watching. And we're talking this morning about ease. And the theme has been stress less. So, how do you stress less? And this is vacation time. So, for a lot of people, it's vacation time. So, maybe that's a lot easier when you're on vacation. And how can you bring that into your everyday? And every year I get a little bit better at this with practicing something every day. And because I work out of my home mostly, I have more flexibility in a way. I have more flexibility in my time use, and I tend to get a lot of my work done in the morning, and then the afternoon is more play, creativity, openness, flexibility, meeting with people, and just getting the nuts and bolts out of the way early, even if I enjoy them. So, how are you able to do that? And maybe you have a job that you work 9 to 5, or maybe you work nights or something. So, how do you bring that ease and that relaxation into the day so that you feel like you can have a little mini vacation every day? And I posted something the other day about it was something about make sure that the job that you choose, the work that you choose to do, is something that you don't have to get away from, that you can enjoy it enough to not have to escape it with taking a vacation. Not to say that vacations aren't great, because of course we've done lots of adventures this year. Nepal trip was the biggest one. But when you're not traveling, and you don't have to spend money to stress less, to relax. So what is that? And we talk about meditation and things like that, and that's not where we're going today. That's not where we're going today. So we're using your senses, and yes, that can be meditation, but stressing less can be very simple. So when I think about stressing less, I think about what stresses us to begin with. And usually it has to do with sensations, either physical sensations or emotional sensations. So what if we use those senses that we have that are so sensible to help us bring that ease? Hey, Kristen, to bring that ease into your day and be able to invite some stress less time into your day. So, for instance, let's just take one of the senses. Let's take sight. So when you look at something, what you choose to look at is something that can give you more ease. Maybe it's a favorite memento, that something that you got on vacation or traveling. Yeah, I need a vacation from stress sometimes too, because there's something every day that can stress you out, and then you get to choose your mindset. So these, using your senses, can help shift the mindset. So the photo, going to a photo, or even a painting, or having a plant or some flowers in your space with you. Enjoy being out. I especially love to be out and grounded, meaning your feet are actually touching the ground. Real ground, not concrete, but real ground, especially barefoot, and that's easier to do when it's warmer out. I have done it in the cold, in the snow even before. It does make a difference. There's a vibration there. But the sight part of it, of just being out in nature, even if it's just outside, like right here, just being out. It's kind of breezy. I was hoping this would work today, because I would much rather be out here talking with you than being inside with the window right there. So surrounding yourself with colors. So where can you see a color that is really inspiring for you? Or even if you can't see, and this is where it's dark, or if you have an issue with your vision. So picturing a place inside your mind that is peaceful and rejuvenating. And one that I have that I always go to is a picture in my mind of me sitting on a deck out along the Lake Michigan beach with 2 or 3 people, just enjoying the sound and enjoying that vision of the waves coming in. Or under a big oak tree in the middle of a field and looking up into the sky. I can envision that. You don't have to actually see it with your eyes. You can see it inside you. And then another sense to think about, an example of smell. So lighting something like a scented candle or some incense or some essential oils is huge in creating a sensory experience that opens up your brain to other things. Even look, when I'm walking, once in a while, in fact this morning I had a scent of something. I couldn't identify where it was, but something was blooming and it piqued my interest and kind of shifted me into a different mindset. And again, that's outside again. Or maybe it's a food. Maybe it's a favorite food. I love the smell of fresh cut watermelon in the summer, and that kind of shifts me right into vacation mode, just like that. And my husband even said the other day, watermelon, and I haven't purchased one yet. Or fresh cut grass, or that fresh lake smell. I wish they could bottle that. There's something about that. Or what about touch? So maybe you want something that's cozy. Maybe you have a favorite thing to wear that when you put it on, you just feel more relaxed. Maybe it's a linen or some soft silk or something, whatever that is for you. Maybe it's a blanket, cozying up in a blanket. I did that yesterday because we had our swamp cooler on and it was like 60 degrees in the house, which was great for sleeping, but it was cold, so snuggling up. Petting an animal, or talking to an animal if you can't touch, like you have a fish. I have a friend who was very attached to their fish, and just being in the same environment with that fish and like sharing that space. But touching, if you have a dog or a cat or a horse or any kind of animal that you can pet, an iguana, whatever, a snake, I know everybody's going, ew! Just touching another living being, whether it's an animal or a human being, or holding something that's comforting to you. Or you can even give yourself a massage, and that can be, you can even do pressure points. If you look up pressure points, you can even do pressure points. One of the big ones is right here in this little webbing between your thumb and your finger, which is a relaxation point. And I'm not a reflexologist, so I can't tell you all of those details, but you can do your own little massage, or even a vibrator on your neck to help relax some of those muscles, can bring that ease. And taste, of course, there's always taste. And summer is full of tastes, and there's so many things to explore, especially with all the fruits and the fresh vegetables, and even the textures of those. And then you get into the touch again. Eating a perfectly ripe piece of fruit, and we've got a lot of fruit ripening. We've got cherries and apricots right now. Or a crunchy snack, something that gives you inspiration. For me, a lot of times that's a tea. A flavored tea that's a fruity tea for the afternoon, or a sun tea with some lemon is really inspiring. And I just posted something about mint that's very inspiring and refreshing. And I'm just talking about just a couple of minutes a day can give you this. But I hope that you have the fortitude to give yourself a half hour a day that's for you, that is just for bringing that ease, that stressing less opportunity. And that's a reboot for your system when you do that. And that's why people get up, like if you're working 8 hours in a day, take a break for 5 minutes every hour, and you're going to reboot your system. And this is, again, that shifts that stress to less stress. I'm not saying stressless, like you have a stressless experience, because that's pretty rare unless you're in one of those chambers, those no pressure chambers. I forget what they're called, but that's pretty rare that you don't have some sort of a stress, a physical stress, or an emotional stress, or even a psychological stress. We're going to have stresses, and our bodies are designed to handle some stress, but not chronic stress. That's where it gets diseasing. So that's where we're going with stressing less, helping to find ways to bring less of that into you, so it doesn't become that chronic thing, so your body can have that ease, and so it can reboot itself. You have that with your computer, you have that with your phone, where you have to turn it off once in a while and then let it reboot so that it can reset everything. Same thing, we do it with sleep, and even some dreams are stressful, right? I had a weird one last night. So how are you going to put something down of one thing that I mentioned, or a thing that came up to you? Oh, I didn't talk about sound. There's always the sound too. Some kind of a sensory inspiration. What's going to be a sensory inspiration that you can choose today or this week that brings you on this little vacay experience of stressing less? And hopefully, are you going to commit to put down a number? Are you going to put down 5 minutes a day? Hi, Sarah. 5 minutes a day that you're going to choose to stress less? Is it going to be 30 minutes a day? What's your number? Is it going to be 5 hours? That would be beautiful. And maybe even you can choose that for one day a week to really focus on that stressing less. But try and bring that into your everyday, because bringing it into the everyday is what's going to give your body that ease and bring greater health, because you're removing some of the chronic experience that your body has with your hormones with the stress. So let me know what questions you have. If you would like my handout on this of all the details of the tips and tricks and suggestions, put down tips below and I will shoot it to you in a message. And thank you for tuning in. If you found this to be helpful for you, I hope you will choose to share this with a friend, and they can also then get the download from me as well. You just have to ask just for tips. So put down, how many minutes are you going to commit to today? What's one tip that you're going to choose? And tips if you want the whole list. Thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you. Monday we are going to be on a road trip. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do a foodie thing on Monday. It might have to be Tuesday. We'll see. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Sarah. So if you, thank you so much for tuning in. Check back. I will let you know. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a signal on Monday morning, and we'll see what kind of food I come up with. Maybe we're foraging in the middle of the wilderness, because we are going to be in the outback somewhere. Not in Australia, unfortunately, but in the outback somewhere in the Red Rocks. So have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you hopefully Monday. If not Monday, then Tuesday with some foodie stuff. All right, and check out the mint tips that I put out down today too, because those should be pretty great. All right, thanks for tuning in. Bye bye for now.